Hello and welcome to Cartoon Drawing Studio. Today we're going to be drawing a penguin fisherman. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate your support. Okay, so grab your materials and let's get started. Alright, in order to draw this fisherman penguin, we are going to start with the penguin's head, which is essentially a circle. Okay, perfect. So after we've mapped out this circle, we're going to try to get in the penguin's body, and we're going to use this bean shape for it. He's going to be a chubby little penguin, and he loves to fish. So we have this bean shape for the penguin's body. Perfect. All right. Next up, we're going to go ahead and map out the legs. So the leg, a penguin has really short, compact legs. This is basically like the hip where it connects. It comes forward. Here's the heel, and it goes up and forward. And this is one foot. So I'm using this kind of arced shape right here. There's the heel, goes back. And the other foot is going to come out here. There's the heel, and here is the foot going forward. All right. So now in order to map out the arms, I'm going to go ahead and draw a circle there. That's essentially his shoulder. It's going to come down. There's his elbow. Goes up, and here is penguin. We're not going to give him a hand, but we're kind of giving the edge of the flipper there this little curve because he's going to be holding a fishing rod. So the other arm starts there, comes down, there's his elbow, goes up, and here is the other kind of end of the flipper that's going to be the hand. So he is holding a fishing pole. We're going to draw this stick, and it's kind of bending in to where his hand is, and it comes out the other end, and it's leaning against his body. So there's the pole. We're going to make it a little longer, and that pole is going to have this string that comes down and ends up in this hole in the ice, which is essentially an oval, right? So in that oval, we're going to draw a fish peeking his head out of the ice, which is a circle, this oval sticking out, and then the rest of the body leads into the circle. So essentially, we've mapped out the entire penguin here. This is our first pass. We want to make sure we get all this down, and now we're going to go back and add details. So I'm going to start with the head. I'm going to do this little crosshair here, this perspective line, to kind of let me know where everything's going to be on his face. So now I know one eye goes over here with this oval. Another eye goes over here with this other oval. And now his beak. His beak is going to be this curved line, curves down. So it's like this wave up here, comes down, and then we're going to draw him smiling. So it's a wave up here and a wave down here. There's a smile, and essentially this little bump right here is his cheek. We're going to open his mouth, and then we're going to connect that bottom part to his cheek right there. So that's how I drew his mouth. I want his pupils looking straight at me. There's one, there's another one, these two circles. And in order for me to draw the eyebrows, I'm going to draw a bigger oval wrapping around his eyes, and this top part is essentially the eyebrows. So now, in order to give him a hat, I'm going to think about how that hat sits on top of his head. It's going to sit back here. It's going to extend out on this end, extend out on this end, and then it's going to go around here like that, because I want to give him a fisherman's hat. Okay, there's one end of it. The other end, technically, they connect back here. but we want to make sure it's sitting on his head. So now I'm pulling out a cylinder from the top of his head, and that's the top of the hat. And I'm following the path of the cylinder here to wrap it around his head. I'm not going to ink this part right here, the back of the sphere. So just so you guys can see that, I don't have to erase it right now, but I want you to be able to see it. This is his hat, to make sure his hat is sitting on his head. But since it's a fisherman's hat, I'm going to give him a hook here, a little fly right there, maybe a butterfly type thing. So all these little hooks that the fisherman's hats have around them. All right, we're going to keep working our way down. So let's build this arm. This arm, here is the top of it, which is essentially this rectangle or cylinder going forward. Then here is the bottom of it. Comes around here like that. Here's the bottom of his flipper. And the same thing on the other side. Bottom, top of the flipper, comes around, that's his elbow, comes up here, and here is the top, or the bottom rather, of the other flipper. Great. So now the fishing pole. It's really a long cylinder. And it's like in my mind, it's a piece of wood that he found on the side of his house or something like that where he lives. So I drew this little imperfection right there. Comes down and it sticks out the back of his arm because he's using that to fish. All right, we're working our way down. We're going to give him a little tiny tail right here, coming out the back end. And now let's finish the feet. This is his heel. Here comes one toe. Here comes another toe. And here comes another toe. Comes back down here. Same thing on the other side. There's one toe. Here comes another toe. There's another toe, and finishes down here with his heel. Now here, I'm going to come up and give him like the top of his foot. And then I'm going to have this wrap around his body, because this back here is going to be the black part. This is going to be his white belly. So it's going to come here like this. We're going to have that finish at the base of his head, and then have it wrap around like around the sphere of his head. It's going around the sphere, and I'm going to have it end right here as this little pointy part, kind of like a little mask that he's wearing. All right, great. So that's our penguin. Now let's finish off the fish, which is a very simple character. I'm going to draw one eye right here, and then the other eye is behind the fish's head on the other side. I'm going to draw one pupil. There's the other pupil. I'm going to make this fish smiling, like he knows the penguin doesn't see him. There's his smile. And I'm going to pull out one arm, like he's leaning over the edge of this ice, and another arm right here, and then just the back of his fins in the back. So he is in the water. So I got to make sure that this hole in the ice has the thickness of the ice right there. And then I'm also going to draw these little ripples going around the fishing string that's in the water. So essentially, that's it. That's the penguin sketch. Now all we have to do is grab our ink pen, and we're going to go ahead and make decisions on our final line work. So I'm going to speed this part up and let you ink your character at home. Okay, and there is our inked penguin. Now all we have to do is grab our eraser and remove the pencil marks that we used to construct our character. And there we have our final inked fisherman penguin. I hope you guys enjoyed today's lesson. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more drawing lessons. As always, keep on drawing, and thanks for watching.